In honor of, well, I guess in dishonor. So in dishonor of Edie's making a comeback and being cool again, and 2000s disordered body mindsets coming back and being trendy, I wanted to share a unique perspective. I've seen enough disturbing videos recently to comment on this, and I've also seen videos that people have made saying, hey, look, I used to suffer and I had EDs, and this is what my life looks like now. You can have this too. This is what you're missing out on. This is what's on the other side. And I think those videos are wonderful. But I do want to say, as someone who was in a treatment facility, there were various reasons why some of those girls were in there. A lot of people in there had abusive childhoods and had that as a common ground, and that led them to disordered eating. A lot of people were dealing with various forms of OCD, and that sort of led to their disordered eating in a lot of ways, and other various mental illnesses. And there were plenty of girls in there who just wanted to be perfect and wanted to look a certain way, wanted to look like one particular person, had like extreme jealousy, or had parents that pressured them to be a certain way, had a career that pressured them to be that way. And a lot of those girls couldn't give less of a fuck what they were missing out on. I mean, I'm talking about some of these girls were on supplemental oxygen. They were in organ failure. They were in horrendous shape. Their health was down the drain. And you could tell them you're infertile. You could tell them they were gonna die. And they still were like so caught up with looking a certain way and being a certain person. So when I see these videos that are circulating now, and I see the comments, which it's not even necessarily the video in itself that's so scary, it's the comment section where it's like 13, 15-year-old girls being like, I want to look just like you. I hate myself. I hate that I don't look like you. That's the scariest part to me. So I guess this video is geared more towards those girls who look at those skinny girls and think, oh my God, I would do anything to look like that. So in the treatment facility that I was in, if you saw me and you saw some of the other girls in my group, you would never think we had serious eating disorders, right? And honey, I was raised in the Tumblr era, okay? All I've got to say, and I know you youngins won't know about Anna and Mia. You know my friend Anna and Mia? Maybe you do, but maybe you don't know about them referred that way. But there were blogs on Tumblr that ruled my life. And there were like lists that I had to complete every single day. And you know, if you know, you know. 6 glasses of water before a meal, 75 jumping jacks every time I think about a craving. Come on, you know where I'm going with this. So a lot of things led me to my disordered eating from my childhood, and a lot of things. But part of it for me was also I just never felt good enough. I wanted to be thin, you know? I wanted to look like a Victoria's Secret model. I wanted to look like these girls that I saw on Tumblr. And boy, so if you saw me, you would be like, she's not, you know, skin and bones. She's not about to topple over and die. Well, my insides said otherwise. I wasn't about to die, but I was in bad shape. I never got my period, which sounds nice, but it's not at all. You know, my basic bodily functions were slowing down, and I know all that doesn't really matter to you maybe, but my teeth were the nicest teeth maybe in this facility. But if you saw some of these girls' teeth, oh my God. My skin was disgusting. It was so dry that it doesn't matter how I prepped it, how I primed it, what I put on it, how I moisturized it. Like, any makeup I put on looked like dandruff all over my face. Like, it looked so fucking bad all the time. My skin was never nourished. I looked like a corpse, but not in a sexy Tim Burton way. I looked like somebody I would avoid on a train, on a subway. I looked... Anyways, so me and these other girls weren't on supplemental oxygen and didn't have feeding tubes, but we looked like shit. We looked really fucking bad. But we were still, 17, 18, 19. We were still teens. I got to look into the future, and I saw some of the girls in the older groups in the treatment facility, the 30-year-olds, 35-year-olds. They looked 70. They looked like fucking shit. They looked like no collagen, no supple skin, wrinkles, arm bags, like deflated. They looked so bad, okay? And I know that's mean, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. They looked awful. And if I saw them, I'd be like, oh, it's an elderly woman. No, they were 30. So trust me when I tell you, if it's a model on TikTok you want to look like, let me tell you the truth. As someone who also modeled, who worked with some of your favorite models, who's been around many Victoria's Secret models, and, all those models that were the Tumblr pillar, like the it girl you wanted to look like. A lot of those girls, they work out 3 times a day. They're Pilates in the morning, trainer at night, twice a day, eating lean, eating a certain way. Like, their body is their business. Their looks are their business. You have to fit a certain size. It's your job. And, they're not all of them are doing and sticking their finger down their throat. Not all of them are doing that. And I think people have like a big misconception about that, because yes, there is a lot of that in that industry. Don't even get me started about how toxic the modeling industry is and how much pressure they put on girls and men and people. But it's really not a whole lot of that, especially now. The other thing is, people don't really understand genetics. Like, genetically, wait until they find out that a thigh gap, when I found this out when I was younger, I fucking cried. Like, a thigh gap isn't something you can starve your way into. It's your body structure. It's your bones, like your muscular, like your fucking build. You just have it or you don't. It's not a skinniness thing. Even when I'm almost 6'2", and even at my skinniest, where I looked disturbing in some parts of my body, my arms especially, and my face, my legs always had a muscular structure, which killed me. I wanted to have skinny toothpick legs so bad. I wanted to be an Olsen twin, and it was just not happening for me. So the point of everything I'm saying right now is, please, for the love of God, if you want to be thin, that's okay. There's a healthy way to achieve a certain body type that is your best. Sorry, my daughter's downstairs with her grandparents. I thought I heard a big crash, and I'm like, oh my God, either she broke something or ran into something. Anyway, this is more for the younger generation that wants to be skinny and vape and fit tiny jeans and be cool. Please, just be patient with yourself and your body. Please eat, because you're actually gonna gain weight if you don't, depending on your body type and your genetics. You could just gain more weight by starving yourself. Just learn how and when and how much to eat. If you want to be thinner, that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as you're healthy, that's the most important thing, because it's all going to go downhill and it's going to have the opposite effect of what you're trying to achieve. And these girls that look this way now, but give them a little while and tell me if you're still jealous and you want to look like that.